Imagine a life where external events, no matter how chaotic, fail to disturb your inner peace. Is such a state even possible? Can you truly navigate the storms of existence with an unwavering calm, acting as if nothing bothers you? For many, this sounds like an unattainable fantasy, a distant utopia reserved for monks on mountaintops. Yet, an ancient philosophy offers a profound pathway to precisely this kind of inner serenity, not by suppressing emotions, but by understanding and mastering them. Welcome to the world of Stoicism. This isn't about becoming a cold, unfeeling robot, devoid of joy or sorrow. Far from it. Stoicism is a practical philosophy, forged in the bustling marketplaces and challenging battlefields of ancient Greece and Rome, designed to help ordinary people live flourishing lives amidst unavoidable difficulties. Its core promise is simple, yet revolutionary, to teach you how to act as if nothing bothers you. Not through indifference, but through a deep, rational understanding of what is truly within your control. There's a common misconception that Stoics are emotionless. People often picture a stern, unsmiling figure, impervious to all feeling, but this couldn't be further from the truth. The Stoics didn't advocate for the absence of emotion. They taught us how to control our responses to them, how to prevent destructive passions from dictating our lives. It's about appropriate response, not absence of feeling. It's about recognizing that while we cannot always choose what happens to us, we can always choose how we react. In our modern world, we are constantly bombarded. News cycles scream with crises, social media feeds overflow with curated perfection and manufactured outrage, and the relentless pace of life leaves us feeling stressed, anxious, and overwhelmed. It's a world that seems designed to disturb our inner peace. This is precisely where Stoicism shines. It offers a timeless antidote to modern anxieties, a mental framework for coping with the constant influx of information and the inevitable challenges that life throws our way. It helps us build a mental fortress, an inner citadel, against the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. Imagine the freedom that comes from disentangling your happiness from external circumstances. The freedom of not being swayed by a rude comment, a missed promotion, or even a global pandemic.
The pursuit of
This
truth
is the
demands we
glimpse of
question
freedom
all hold
Stoicism offers.
For the
It
soul
teaches
is
us
not a vessel
that
to be
true
filled with
happiness
fire
and
to be
tranquility
kindled, and in that
reside not in
fire
having
we
everything
find
go
our
our
true
way,
nature.
but in cultivating an inner resilience that can withstand anything. Throughout this journey, you will learn to meticulously distinguish between what is truly within your control and what lies outside it. You will discover powerful techniques for reframing your perceptions, transforming obstacles into opportunities, and cultivating an unshakable inner calm. The path won't always be easy. Like any profound change, it requires consistent effort and self-reflection. But the long-term benefits, a profound sense of peace, clarity, and emotional mastery, are immeasurable. We will delve into the ancient wisdom of titans like Seneca, whose letters offer profound insights into living well. Epictetus, the former slave who taught that our opinions, not events, disturb us. And Marcus Aurelius, a philosopher-emperor whose private meditations reveal a mind grappling with power and mortality with unparalleled wisdom. Their teachings, though millennia old, are startlingly relevant. They provide a practical toolkit for navigating everyday life, from managing difficult colleagues to fostering stronger relationships, from facing personal setbacks to embracing the inevitability of change. This isn't just philosophy for philosophers, it's a guide for living a better, more tranquil life, right here, right now. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comments where you are watching from. The cornerstone of this inner transformation, as taught by the wise Epictetus, is what he termed the dichotomy of control. This isn't just an abstract concept, it's a profound lens through which to view every aspect of your life. Epictetus urged us to meticulously divide the world into two categories: things within our power and things not within our power. What falls under our control? Our opinions, our impulses, our desires, our aversions, in essence, our judgments and our actions. What lies outside our control? Our body, our property, our reputation, other people's opinions, external events, and ultimately, death. The profound insight here is that true tranquility stems from focusing solely on what is within our power, accepting with equanimity what is not. When we fret over another person's criticism or lament a sudden rainstorm, we are squandering our precious mental energy on things we cannot change, inviting frustration and distress. This leads us directly to the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, who famously wrote, "If you are pained by any external thing, it is not the thing itself that troubles you, but your judgment about it, and it is in your power to wipe out this judgment now." This isn't about denying reality or pretending things aren't difficult. It's about recognizing that the emotional sting isn't inherent in the event itself, but in the story we tell ourselves about it. A traffic jam isn't inherently infuriating. It's our judgment that it's unfair or wasting our time that breeds anger. By challenging and reframing these judgments, the viewer can disarm external events of their power to disturb. One of the most powerful and counterintuitive Stoic practices is premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This isn't morbid pessimism, it's a strategic mental exercise. Seneca, in his letters, often encouraged us to mentally rehearse potential misfortunes. Imagine losing your job, facing illness, or experiencing a personal setback. By confronting these possibilities in advance, we lessen their shock value should they occur. We prepare ourselves not just for the worst, but for whatever comes, building a mental resilience that prevents us from being blindsided by adversity. It's a way of inoculating ourselves against emotional devastation, cultivating a quiet fortitude. Closely related, and embraced by thinkers like Nietzsche, who found its roots in Stoicism, is Amor Fati, the love of fate. This isn't passive resignation, but an active, even joyful, embracing of everything that happens, recognizing it as an integral part of the unfolding of existence. It means not just accepting what happens, but willing it, understanding that every event, every challenge, contributes to the grand tapestry of our lives and offers an opportunity for growth. For the viewer, it means transforming "why me" into "what can I learn from this?" Another practical technique is negative visualization. Instead of constantly striving for more, occasionally contemplate the loss of what you already have. Your health, your loved ones, your possessions. This isn't about creating anxiety, but about fostering profound gratitude for the present. By imagining these losses, we are reminded of the preciousness of what we often take for granted, enhancing our appreciation and reducing the fear of future loss. All these practices contribute to the Stoic ideal of building an inner citadel. This is the unassailable inner self, a fortress of character and reason that remains impervious to external shocks. It's a psychological sanctuary that the viewer can retreat to, a place where their core values and judgments dictate their peace, regardless of the chaos outside. At the heart of this citadel lie the four cardinal virtues: wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. These aren't just abstract ideals. They are practical guides for action. Wisdom to discern what is good and bad, what is within our control and what isn't. Justice to act fairly towards others, recognizing our interconnectedness. Courage to face adversity and uphold our principles, even when it's difficult. And temperance to exercise self-control and moderation in all things, preventing impulses from leading us astray. These virtues are not merely desirable traits. They are the very essence of human flourishing and the pathway to true emotional mastery. The Stoics placed immense emphasis on reason. For them, reason wasn't just logical thought. It was the faculty that allowed us to understand the world, to distinguish truth from falsehood, and to guide our actions towards virtue. Instead of being swept away by the tumultuous currents of emotion, the viewer learns to engage their rational faculty, analyzing situations objectively and choosing responses that align with their highest values. This rational detachment leads to apatheia, which is often misunderstood. It's not apathy in the modern sense, not a lack of feeling or concern. Rather, it's freedom from disturbing passions, from being enslaved by irrational desires, fears, or angers. It's a state of tranquility achieved through rational control, allowing for appropriate emotions while preventing destructive ones. To help the viewer integrate these concepts, simple daily practices can be invaluable. a morning reflection on the day's potential challenges, a moment of gratitude, or a brief journaling exercise to analyze a recent emotional reaction through the lens of the dichotomy of control. These small, consistent efforts are the building blocks of profound change. The journey into Stoicism isn't merely about intellectual understanding. It's about practical application in the crucible of modern life. One of the most powerful ways to bridge the ancient wisdom with our present-day realities is through mindfulness and presence. The Stoic practice of observing our thoughts and judgments without immediate entanglement aligns perfectly with contemporary mindfulness techniques. By simply noticing a rising emotion, be it irritation at a slow internet connection or anxiety over an upcoming presentation, the viewer creates a crucial space between stimulus and response. This space is where true freedom resides. This mindful observation directly feeds into the Stoic principle of responding versus reacting. When confronted with a frustrating external event, such as a missed deadline at work or a cutting remark from a colleague, the immediate unthinking reaction is often anger or defensiveness. However, by applying the dichotomy of control, the viewer can consciously choose to respond. The missed deadline is an external event outside of direct control. The colleague's remark is their opinion, also outside of control. What is within control is the viewer's internal state, their judgment of the situation and their subsequent actions. This deliberate choice to pause, evaluate, and then act with reason, rather than impulsivity, is the hallmark of Stoic emotional mastery. This framework becomes particularly potent when navigating the inevitable criticisms and rejections that permeate modern existence. Whether it's negative feedback on a project, a personal slight, or the sting of being overlooked, the antagonist of external judgments constantly seeks to undermine our inner peace. The Stoics, long before modern psychology, understood that our value does not diminish based on another's opinion. Marcus Aurelius's insight that if you are pained by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it becomes a shield. The viewer learns to process criticism not as an assault on their being, but as information, sometimes useful, sometimes irrelevant, and to detach their self-worth from the capricious judgments of others. For many, the relentless tide of anxiety and stress defines their daily experience. The constant bombardment of news, the pressure of expectations, and the uncertainty of the future can feel overwhelming. Here, Stoicism offers a profound antidote. By rigorously applying the dichotomy of control, the viewer can identify what aspects of their anxiety are rooted in things they can influence and what are tied to things they cannot. This distinction allows for a strategic reallocation of mental energy, focusing on productive action rather than debilitating worry. Reframing potential threats as opportunities for resilience, or simply accepting unavoidable circumstances with Amor Fati, significantly reduces the emotional burden of stress. Consistent application of these Stoic principles isn't a quick fix. It's a gradual process of building emotional resilience. Each time the viewer chooses a measured response over an impulsive reaction, each time they reframe a perceived negative into an opportunity for growth, they are strengthening their inner citadel. This isn't about becoming invulnerable, but about becoming anti-fragile, capable of not just withstanding adversity, but growing stronger because of it. The practice cultivates a robust inner core that can bend without breaking, a spirit that can navigate the stormiest seas with quiet confidence. A time-honored Stoic practice, exemplified by Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, is the discipline of journaling. This isn't merely writing down thoughts. It's a structured method for self-reflection and philosophical application. The viewer can use journaling to analyze their emotional responses to daily events, testing them against the dichotomy of control, identifying irrational judgments, and planning how to apply the virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance in future situations. It's a personal dialogue with the self, a continuous process of self-correction and growth. Ultimately, Stoicism offers more than just emotional regulation. It provides a framework for finding purpose and meaning in an often chaotic world. By encouraging us to live in accordance with nature and reason, to focus on virtue as the highest good, It guides the viewer towards a life lived with integrity and intention. It's a philosophy that teaches us to contribute to the common good, to face life's challenges with courage, and to find contentment not in external possessions or accolades, but in the quality of our character and the wisdom of our choices. The long-term transformation that results from consistent Stoic practice is profound. It's a gradual but undeniable shift in perspective, a deepening of inner calm, and a liberation from the tyranny of external circumstances. The emotional landscape of the viewer becomes less volatile, more stable, and imbued with a quiet strength. So, how does one begin this transformative journey? Explore Stoicism further. Pick up Seneca's Letters from a Stoic, Epictetus's Discourses, or Marcus Aurelius's Meditations. More importantly, incorporate specific practices into your daily routine: the morning reflection, the evening self-assessment, the conscious choice to pause before reacting. The true power of Stoicism lies in its enduring